I'm Rob Haddock, the founder and president of S-5 Attachment Solutions. My background has always been in contracting. Before I started inventing, I was a contractor and I always looked for practical solutions to things. I was involved in the pre-engineered metal building industry and in the foam wall and curtain wall industry and architectural metals. And a need that I saw in that industry was the ability to be able to attach things to a metal roof without doing the roof any harm. So when I retired from contracting, I got into consulting and I got into inventing and innovating. I've always been an innovator. Even when I was contracting, I innovated better ways to do things and faster ways to do things. And so I innovated a product line that's become known as S-5. And it involved a method to attach things to standing seam metal roofing without doing the roof any harm. And so S-5 is the trade name that grew out of the innovation of being able to attach things to a metal roof without damaging the roof or harming the roof warranties, preserving the thermal movement integrity of the roof, and providing holding strength that in some cases is measured in tons. It's a really simple device. It's just a clamp that straddles the seam and attaches to the seam by the tightening of some round point set screws that grip the seam in a special and patented way, providing holding strength that's unequaled by any other attachment method in the marketplace. It's because of the simplicity that this part is so easy and quick to use, and installers love it because it's so easy to use. And I suppose that's why S-5 has now been used over the last 18 years on some 1.2 million roofs all over the world. It's also due to the simplicity of this part and the ease of installation that actually makes it much less expensive than most of the other attachment methods that have been used over the years that really don't work very well and do harm the roof. So not only is the S-5 technology a better way, a stronger way, a more prudent way to attach things to metal roofs without harming the roof, but it's also less expensive than all the other alternatives that don't really work. So one of the early markets that I saw for this device was snow retention devices. Snow retention devices are a thing that are often attached to metal roofs all over the world. And S-5 developed some unique and very innovative snow retention devices to use in conjunction with this clamping mechanism. But beyond that, people attach other things to metal roofs: walkways, signage, HVAC equipment, lightning protection, satellite dishes, antenna, photovoltaics. And S-5 has developed solutions that make it easy to attach all these other ancillaries to metal standing seam roofs. One of S-5's flagship snow retention products is called ColorGuard. S-5 was the first company to innovate a continuous rail type system that attaches to the roof in a non-invasive way with the patented S-5 clamps and the round point set screws. The uniqueness about this ColorGuard system is that it also solves another problem in that it finish matches to the roof itself by using a strip of the actual roof material to perfectly match the finish of the snow retention system to the roof material for the lifetime of the roof. This was another first for the industry that S-5 introduced. And another first for S-5 is that we're the first company to introduce engineered systems. There are actual loads that are trying to tear this system off the roof, induced by snow laying on the roof. S-5 came up with an online calculator that enables our users to be able to go in, input certain critical data that's project specific, and specifically design an engineered solution to the roof. Another first from S-5 is that we've also backed up those calculations with sealed engineer's stamps available in all 50 of the United States that guarantees that that system is engineered by a design professional not to fail. This is why S-5 has hundreds of thousands of systems in place without a single documented failure in the 18-year history of our company. Another first is that those calculations are now available on a mobile phone. A contractor can actually input critical data from a specific job through a mobile phone app right on his iPhone and crank out calculations that tell him how frequently to attach the color guard bar, how many rows of assembly he may need for any specific job or situation. Because of my background in consulting, I'm also familiar with metallurgy on roofs and dissimilar metals and things like that. So S-5 has also developed solutions for zinc roofing, for turn-coated stainless roofing, and for copper roofing. In this case, aluminum is not compatible with copper roofing, and so we've developed a brass system for use on double-folded traditional copper standing seam roof. As you see here, this is our snow rail or snow fence system. In addition to our color guard system, S-5 has also innovated rail systems that use round cylindrical shapes that appeal to some architects on some projects. This is called our snow fence system, and it's available in aluminum and stainless steel as well as brass. Another first and another innovation from S-5 is a part that we call the snow clip. The snow clip is the only part design that actually bridges from the rail all the way down to the surface of the panel and rests on the panel with this special patented EPDM foot so that it doesn't abrade the surface, the finish of the panel. And the snow clip prevents snow and ice from sliding beneath the bar or the rail system. We use the same part on our snow fence as well as on our color guard systems. And one of our newest products is a unitized part. Because these parts are popular on the Atlantic seaboard, our customers have also asked us to use the S-5 innovation and attachment method to be able to attach just a unitized piece. And so S-5 has developed a unitized piece that uses the same clamping technology as our other systems that's been proven now over 18 years of time and on over 1 million roofs. The bar that you see that spans between these unitized parts is an optional part. So these unitized snow guards can be used by themselves alone, or they can be used in conjunction with a bar to prevent snow from passing between the unitized parts. When I innovated this clamping technology, I was curious to know just how strong one of these clamps would be on a metal standing seam roof. And so we went to the lab and we did some testing. We mounted the clamp on the roof material and then pulled until something failed. What I found was rather astounding. That holding strength in most cases was measured in tons. But it's not the same on every panel seam. Every profile is a little bit different. Different materials are used. Different thicknesses of those materials are used. And so as S-5 developed more and more clamps to fit specific profiles, we also did very specific testing on those profiles. Pulling each clamp on each profile and each thickness of material and each different material until failure. And we've developed a load table with thousands of entries so that our load test results are panel specific. This is important because a clamp holds 6 or 8 or 1,200 pounds on some certain profile doesn't mean that it'll hold the same amount of load on some different profile. This is why S-5 has done more testing than all our competitors combined. One of our first clamps was the one I'm holding here. It's the S-5U. U stands for universal. And this clamp will fit about 80% of the profiles out there on the market, but it doesn't fit them all. One size can't fit all profiles. There are so many different shapes and different profiles in the marketplace that it's impossible for one clamp to do it all. That's why S-5 has developed specific clamps for specific profiles. For instance, this bulb seam profile is popular in the US, it's popular in the UK and all over Western Europe. It's actually popular all over the world. It goes by different names, but this is a very specific shape. We've designed a very specific clamp to fit that shape and to do that economically. We call this part the S-5Z, and as you can see, it fits that bulb seam profile like a hand in a glove. Another profile that's pretty specific to the US market is a T-shaped seam that also goes by several names. And as you can see, we've developed a clamp for this profile that fits like a hand in a glove and offers holding strength that's unsurpassed by any other alternative. Part of the reason that S-5 is the choice of the entire fall protection industry globally is that when life and safety is on the line, S-5 is the name that can be counted on. And another very unique profile and shape that goes by various trade names in the US and in Australia is this unique trapezoidal shape profile that goes by the trade name clip rib or clip lock, depending upon where you are in the globe. And once again, S-5 has developed a very unique solution for this profile that actually offers holding strength in the range of 3,000 pounds load to failure. The S-5E was specially designed for double folded standing seam profiles that are so popular in the US and European markets. This is the old traditional profile that's been around for about 1,200 years. And the S-5E, once again, fits that profile like a hand in a glove. Notice its small size, but it's like a Mighty Mouse. Because of the small size and the simplicity of the S-5E, it offers affordability that's unmatched anywhere in the industry. But don't be fooled by its small size. This is an actual specimen that was taken from the test lab. And as you can see, pulling load vertically or normal to this panel seam resulted with over 2,000 pounds, over 1 ton of holding strength from this tiny clamp. The S-5U, the universal clamp, can be used both on vertical seams as well as on horizontal seams, as you see here. Same part fits both and offers holding strength that's unsurpassed. And the S-5B for brass is offered in both a standard and a mini version, as are most of our clamps. This clamp was specially made just for use on copper double folded standing seam roofing and is metallurgically compatible with that type of roofing. Another first for S-5 is that we're the first company to manufacture for the Canadian market in Canada. We have a plant in Ontario, Canada that services the Canadian market. One of the products of that plant is the S-5 PV kit. This is another first for S-5 when addressing the needs of the photovoltaic mounting market globally. This unique device enables the direct attachment of photovoltaic panels to a standing seam roof without need for any other hardware. The cost savings when using this PV kit is almost unbelievable. And another first for S-5. We're the first company to be listed under the UL 2703 with UL approvals for both bonding electrically and mounting of photovoltaic modules on standing seam metal roofs. The S-5N was uniquely designed especially for these type profiles, and it fits that seam like no other solution can, providing holding strength measured in hundreds and hundreds of pounds. It's because of S-5's simplicity and cost effectiveness and true innovation that S-5 has become the preferred and the market leader for this field globally. And so S-5 has always been the industry innovator and will continue to innovate, adding new products and new innovations year by year to service our valued customers all over the world. Again, you'll see S-5 with more firsts, with more innovations in coming years.